This is Diana Sullivan in Austin, Texas with another lesson on the garter bar. And this is for the situation where you've been knitting along and you're having Murphy's Day. The needles are sticking out at all different lengths, and some of the stitches have come out of the latches and they're way behind the latches. So to fix that with a transfer tool, you would have to poke it in and then pull it, pop it on, and you'd have to do that one stitch at a time. There is a speedy way to do it with the garter bar, and what you do is you begin by pushing all the needles out, and then you drop on the stopper, missed a needle, and then when the stopper's down, you push all the knitting back against the stopper. Now in a situation like this, most of the time after you have messed up the needles and they're all sticking out to different distances, there are some needles that are open and some that are closed. Well, you want all these latches to be open. So use the little credit card tool to do that. Then put the garter bar on the hooks, pull the knitting onto the garter bar, then let it hang a little bit and just push it back to open all the latches, and then swing it up a little, and you can pop all these stitches back onto their needles inside their hooks. And remove the garter bar. And then just for the security's sake, you should probably push the knitting on back so that the gate pegs are helping to hold all of the stitches in place. So that's a great little shortcut when you've got a bit of a mess and you need your various stitches in their hooks. Now you're knitting happily along and you look down and you notice you have a big mess like this. And you think, well, what I need to do to fix that is I need to rip all the way down to there. And that's pretty intimidating if you're ripping stitches one at a time. That's kind of a slow process. Well, there's a way to use the garter bar kit to speed rip. So to speed rip, what you do is you unthread the carriage so that you have access to the yarn, and you bring your needles all the way out to hold position. And the way I brought them out, by just pushing them out, all of them together, I could either use the bottom of the garter bar, or in this case I used the stopper. Doing it that way meant that they stayed in the hooks and they traveled on out with the hooks. Now, what you do to speed rip is you just yank and lift, which will take you almost all the way to the end. Sometimes you'll have to pick out that end stitch, but check that out. Yank, lift. And with a little practice, you can speed rip really fast. Here's one that came off the hook, no problem. I'll just poke it back on. It's because those end stitches were so loose. This is the easiest way that I have found to do ripping. And on that last one, I just drew up that loose business on the left. With a little practice, you're ripping a whole row at once. So that's called speed ripping. And that's my one garter bar demonstration where I didn't use the bar at all. I just used the stopper for that one.